flow chart. The flow chart is a graphical representation of an algorithm. It consists of the set of symbols where each symbol represents a specific kind of activity depicted in the algorithm. Okay, so it is a graphical representation of algorithm. It consists of the set of symbol where each symbol represents the specific kind of activity. So every symbol contains some kind of special activity to perform the special task. Okay. The next is a typical flowchart would involve accepting the instruction and data as input, processing the instruction and data, and displaying the result as an output. First, you have to accept the instruction, processing the instruction, and display the result. The processing would involve the computation and the decision that are being taken. Okay, so flowchart is called as the graphical representation. माने आमे जेतबे रास्ता रे जिबा जोठी हम्स थिबो से हमको देखबो जे एठी हम्स अछि स्कूल एरिया रे पिला माने चले की जाउछंदी तो ए सब डिफरेंट डिफरेंट व्हाट हमको सिंबल से शो करे हमको जीवा पई आगु को जीवा पई तो इट इज जस्ट लाइक दैट ओके माने हमको गोटे हम्स देखेबो आउ गोटे गोटे जगह हमको देखेबो स्कूल एरिया पिला चले की जाउथिबे जोठी रोड क्लोज थिबो से सिंबल देखेबो तो जब आम से सिंबल यूज न करवा खाली जब टेक्स्ट लिखा कि खाली लेखिकी बोर्डटा मारिबा तो गाड़ीटा कौन हुए ना स्पीड रे जाए से जिनसटा पढ़ाई टाइम लगे एंड से माने पढ़ला बेल को मे बी एक्सीडेंट हो पारे जदि सिंबलिकली रिप्रेजेंट होते से लोकटा जापर जे हाँ ये रोडटा क्लोज अच्छी ये लेफ्ट टर्न नवा पड़ो कि ये राइट टर्न नवा पड़ो कि ये स्कूल एरिया अच्छी सो सिमिलर वे फ्लो चार्टा हूँ सेमती एटा आमे कहि परिबा व्हाट यू कैन से इट इज अ वे of representing your information. It consists of set of symbol where each symbol represents the specific kind of activity. A typical flowchart would involve accepting the instruction and data as input. हमें input टा को accept करिबा, processing the instruction and data टा को process करिबा, then displaying the result as an output. तापर हमें result show करिबा. The processing would involve the computation and the decision are being taken. हमें compute करिबा आउ decision making करिबा गोटा होची flow chart बुझिलाई पाटा हमें बुझ पाइलो
Yeah.
So advantages of the flow chart is what? Now flow chart help in analyzing the problem effectively. हमें problem टा को effectively analyze करि परिबा. Flow chart act as a guide during the program development phase. Program जेतला हमें develop करिबा एटा as a guide रूपे काम करिबो. A lengthy flow chart may extend over the multiple pages. गोटे गोटे फ्लो चार्ट अच्छी गोटे पेज रे सेटा सॉल्व हेने हमें ताको नेक्स्ट पेज को हमको एक्सटेंड करबा को पड़े व्हिच रिड्यूसेस द रीडेबिलिटी माने गोटे पेज थिबो आ गोटे पेज रे तार अलगा कंटेंट थिबो पुनी मु नेक्स्ट पेज को जीबी पुनी पूर्व पेज को आसीबी पुनी नेक्स्ट पेज को जीबी तो एपड़ सेपड़ पेज एपड़ सेपड़ हे कि हमर का हो ना हमर रीडेबिलिटी जो रीडिंग एबिलिटी टा रिड्यूस हो जाए. Drawing a flowchart using any graphical tool is very time consuming process. Okay, it is taking very timing. The changes made in single step, it is what it is forcing you to entirely redraw the program. मते आउ थरे मूलरू flowchart टा बनेबा को पड़िबो जदी गोटे स्टेप रे मु किछि चेंजेस करूची. So a lengthy flowchart extend to the multiple pages. Next is pseudocode. Pseudocode is a detailed yet readable description of what an algorithm must do. Okay, so it a false code and it description of what algorithm must do. माने गोटे algorithm कौन कौन वर्क करिवो, कौन कौन एक्शन परफॉर्म करिवो से शो करिवो. It is expressed in formally styled natural language. Pseudocode, pseudo means false, false coding. आमे ए pseudocode को यूज करिकी आमे different programming language आमे लिखि परिबो. It is used as initial step in the process of developing a program. Okay, while you are going to develop any program, you can say it is a what first step to do or write any kind of program that is called as your pseudocode. Advantages of the pseudocode. आर कौन advantages रहिबो ना फ्लो चार्ट रे जेते बेले आमे ड्रॉ करिवा गोटे गोटे पिक्चर एटा बहुत टाइम नबो किंतु एटा आज अ सेंटेंस हिसाब रे आमे लिखुचे जदि कोनसी लाइन रे मोर प्रॉब्लम आसिला then I just cut it and write it in the above. It needs no rewriting if any change is made to the step. So there is no requirement if you want to change the step. It can be converted into the program by using any programming language. By using any programming language, you can convert it. Limitation of the pseudocode. It is a detailed, it readable description of what an algorithm must do. Okay, so it is showing you the main purpose of your algorithm. Okay, but it is not used in the programming language. It is programming language रे use होवनी. Program language ता लिखिबा पूर्वरु जो set of instruction अछि से instruction टाको हमको provide करिया पय हमें एटा pseudocode use करियो. So by knowing the pseudocode, you can convert your pseudocode to any programming language. Means it is हमें एटा कहि परिबा एटा गोटे formula. By using of that formula, you write the program in C, you write the program in Java, so you can convert it to any program. Now tell me the answer. Which one of the following tools is used to show the graphical representation of the sequence of steps required to solve a problem?
Flowchart.
The flowchart. Now it is a question, one question that I will show you, and another question you have to perform. तमे करिके मते पठेइबो. So write an algorithm to find out whether a number entered by a user is divisible by 5 or not. Okay, so गोटे number टा 5 रे divisible को नहीं हमें चेक करी करिवा. So first algorithm रे कौन हबो ना start the algorithm, then accept a number. You can accept any number. Divide the number by 5. You can divide a number by 5. If the remainder is 0, if your remainder is 0, it's showing you number is divisible by 5. Then if your remainder is not 0, then it is showing you number is not divisible by 5. এটা আমি চেক করিবা নম্বরটা আমার divisible by 5 or not. First algorithm টা যেটা start হবো লেখা হবো start algorithm. Algorithm টা যেটা end হবো লেখা হবো end algorithm. Then we pass accept a number. We accept a number here. Divide the number by 5. I am dividing the number by 5. If remainder is 0, after divide, if remainder is 0, it's showing you the number is divisible by 5. If the remainder is not 0, it's showing you it is not divisible by 5. end of the algorithm. Okay, so it is another question. Write a algorithm to display the 10 multiples of 9. Mane you can write the 9 multiplication table. 9 ର multiplication table ରେ ଆମେ ଲେଖିବା. Okay. So you write the question. खाता ଅଛି ପାଖରେ?
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଲେଖ. Write the algorithm to show. Write a algorithm to show the multiplication table of multiplication table of 9. Then next question, write an algorithm
write an algorithm
take a number and check whether the number is divisible by 7 or not.
check
The number is
each
divisible by 7 or not.
yes, sir.
The next, write an algorithm
write an algorithm
take two number
take two number
and subtract the first number from second.
first number to second.
First number from second. Then we are going to for the problem solving using flowchart. Okay, so how we have to go for the problem solving technique. The computers perform the various tasks by using the following step by step process. To perform these tasks, the instruction need to be provided in the computer from a program. So when you are writing a flowchart, the flowchart is also follow the step by step process. So for a NAP programmer, writing such program in any programming language is very complex task. So therefore, it is better to break the entire program into a set of steps and to represent the same using a diagram. The flowchart can be used to represent the programming logic in a graphical form. So in a graphical form, you represent your logic. Okay, so when you say anything as a as a sentence wise, so it feels like difficulty. Okay, ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ କହିବା ଗୋଟେ ଛୋଟ ଛୁଆକୁ apple spelling କର, but when we give the apple, ତ ତାର ଯୋଉ idea, the kid is having a better idea than is trying for spelling it. The computer is like that. It performs the various tasks by following step by step process, and to perform these tasks, instruction needs to be provided to the computer in the form of a program. For a NAP programmer, writing such program in any programming language is very complex task. So therefore, you have to represent it in diagrammatically, which is helping you to write your program. Flowchart can be used to represent a programming logic in a graphical form. The flowchart are used to represent a programming logic in a graphical form. For representing a flowchart, we are using the set of symbols. So what are the symbols are there? It is called as input box, where you have to take the input. It is called as a process box, where you have to process your input. It called as the output box. It is called as a decision making, where you have to take a decision. It is called as the procedure and subroutine, and it is called as the flow line. Okay, so I will discuss one by one. Suppose जदि आमे कहिबा जे आमे दीटा नंबर को ऐड करिबा, so we have to take the two input from user. दीटा नंबर टा आमे input नंबर user थारु, so that input can pass where na in this box. So after you are adding, when you add the number, so that is a process. So that process you have to define where in the process box. Then you have to generate the output. Mate output generate karibar achi, so that output is generated in this part. In between, if you want to pass any kind of decision, so it is represented in the decision box. It is a decision box. Okay, जेमति कि आमे कोइ परिवार सपोज आमे गोटे फोटो डिलीट करूचे, से मांगुचे do you want to delete a photo, do you want to save, do you want to download, that is a decision box. So similar way, any decision making logic that you can represent by using of this decision making symbol. Next we call as procedure and subroutine. Procedure and subroutine, you can say it is break the program into a smaller part. It is breaking the program into a smaller part is called as the subroutine. Just like if I'm giving an example, just 1 minute. The subroutine is used to breaking the program into a subpart, and all the symbols are connected through a flow line. Okay, it is called as the flow line. All the symbols are connected with the flow line. Okay, ଯେମିତି कि ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରୋଗ୍ରାମ ଦେବି, ତମେ add କର, subtract କର, delete କର, so it is not possible for a person that at a time you can do all the work. At a time you can go for add, at a time you can go for subtract. So I break the program into a three part. Somebody is doing the addition, somebody is doing the subtraction, somebody is doing the multiplication. So that is the work of subroutine. It is breaking your complex program into a smaller part. And next is called as the flow line. All the symbols are connected through the arrow mark. So flow chart is start and terminate with the terminated. It is called as a starting position. Another called as it is ending position. This symbol is represent for the start and end. It is called as the on-page connector. It is called as the on-page connector. On-page connector means you can suppose I'm giving an example, then you understand it. What is on-page connector? Let me open the word. Excuse me. So if here I want to write here where is present, so I write here WHER. So I write here hyphen. Hyphen means here we have some symbol E. Okay. So it is called as what? Where symbol we are passing. That means the E is available. मैंने हमें थोड़ा word लिखो, हमारे जगह हुए नहीं, हमें ଗୋଟେ hyphen दे दो. तामाने से word टा रहले ST student लिखिबार अछि ST
हेलो हेलो सर किसी सुबह जानी
ଏବେ ସୁବିଲାନି ଏବେ ସୁବୁଛି ତ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଆମେ ତାପରେ ପଢିବା ଅଫ୍ ପେଜ କନେକ୍ଟର ଅଫ୍ ପେଜ କନେକ୍ଟର ମାନେ କ'ଣ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ क्वेश्चन ପଢୁଛେ क्वेश्चन लिखुଛେ एग्जाम क्वेश्चन पेपर आସୁଛି ସେଠି ଲେଖା ହେଉଛି PTO that means my question is available टू द नेक्स्ट पेज माने नेक्स्ट पेज रे भी मो क्वेश्चन टा अछि सो दैट इज करा द ऑफ पेज कनेक्टर मु गोटे फ्लो चार्ट बनेबी आ से फ्लो चार्ट टा that I will connect to the next page, then it is called as the off page connector. Now I come to the annotation. Annotation means it is explaining what I want to do with the flowchart. Means it is giving a heading. There notes lekho gote heading ta lekho. Annotation is just like that. It is used to insert a comment in a flowchart. Gote flowchart re किसी comment दवा पे हमें यूज करछे annotation. बुझियला? बुझपाइलो?
सर ऑफ पेज कनेक्टर रे आथरे कहे बुझ जानि हेलन
हाँ ऑफ पेज कनेक्टर माने मु गोटे पेज रे फ्लो चार्ट टा बनेली आउ से पेज रे आउ जगह हलानी मु पुनी नेक्स्ट पेज को कंटिन्यू करिवे जदि मु नेक्स्ट पेज को कंटिन्यू करला को चाहूची तो से जगह रे मु यूज करिवी ऑफ पेज कनेक्टर ऑन पेज कनेक्टर माने मु गोटे वर्ड लिखिली तापरे से वर्ड टा को मु आनी की पुनी नेक्स्ट लाइन रो आरंभ करिया को चाहूची तो सेठी मु हाइफेन दोची सेटा को हमें कहबा ऑन पेज कनेक्टर माने मु फ्लो चार्ट टा ड्रा कली आउ सेही पेज रे मते कनेक्टेड करिवार अछि सेही पेज रे मते आउथरे देखिवार अछि ताको हमें कहबा ऑफ पेज कनेक्टर बुझिला okay okay so this is all about for today okay so in next class we are going to do some example of the flow chart okay तमे एग्जांपल आउ जा सब एग्जांपल अछि सेरा देखिबा बुझिला